So we're going to talk through the LinkedIn Campaign Manager, and basically I'm going to do a little guided tour, a little more in detail than the original walk through LinkedIn ads. This is going to focus more on this dashboard here. So the LinkedIn Campaign Manager is what you're looking at here. So am I all the way back? Okay, so yes, the main things that you're going to care about is first, it starts in the broad view is groups. And within groups, you have campaigns. So you can group these however. Normally, typically, as you can see here, I have my cold ads in this group. And then if I jump in there, I've now moved to campaigns, and I have different campaigns that I could be running within cold, but they fit within that campaign group. If I hit campaign manager up here, I jump back out to the big screen on the step one. Now I also then have retargeting ads inside a campaign group. When I click into that campaign group, I then have all of my retargeting campaigns in here. So that's just the important initial step of how you even look and organize this. I've seen this organized a lot of ways. So if we go into a client account, typically they have their structure differently. And so in order to keep things segmented, we would create a campaign group that's Impactable, whatever branded, so that we know this is ours, and then within that we might have the cold, and then we might have the retargeting all within the same campaign group, or we might have an Impactable cold campaign group and an Impactable retargeting campaign group, but we'd still have those groupings separate from anything else they're running. And that way you do two things. When you're looking at this view here, then you could easily separate the data. And so you can control budget. You can control budget at the campaign level. So the main reason for groupings, campaign groups, is usually just for organizing it in your own head and for keeping things separate. You could separate these by vertical as well, or by service offerings. So for instance, we do LinkedIn ads, we do LinkedIn lead generation. We're getting into some other multi-channel stuff. We could set one up as LinkedIn, cold lead generation, LinkedIn cold ads, and then we could separate the retargeting as well. I've also seen campaign groups separated out by like types, and I think that can get a little confusing when you have 30 plus campaign groups. That's kind of what you want to avoid. I don't mind having a ton of campaigns inside of the same group, but I don't like having tons of pages of actual groups. And some people, every single time they make a new, every month or every couple of weeks, they're making a new sponsored post, and they make it into like a group, and they throw a bunch of stuff in there. Like, I think over time that just gets confusing. So, and then within the campaigns is the actual ads. So if I click on, this is a campaign inside the bigger campaign group, and if I click it, then I have all the ads and creatives inside that ad or inside that campaign. So you have campaign groups, you have campaigns then, and then you have ads. Next thing is this dashboard here. This is the initial ads reporting dashboard. Actually, this is a custom one I have here, which I'll go over in a separate video of how to make your own custom. But basically, you just click this customize and choose which ones you want. You have the different settings here where you can toggle between different focuses. So performance focuses on, impressions, clicks, click-through rates. These are some of the basic performance. Delivery, I think, is more sends. So spent, send, reach, frequency, CPM. It's just, how many people you're reaching and at what frequency. And I'll go over, I think I have another one that's going to go over the actual terms, because some of those can be confusing. Engagement is more like organic social engagement, but we track that for ads too. Social interactions, clicks to landing page, follow, shares, comments, things like that. Conversions and leads, pretty self-explanatory. And you have all these different ones that you can look. So this one's better for video. This one's better for the messaging, for conversion or messaging ads. Or you can just make your own and a custom one that's kind of more customized to what you want. So the other cool things to point out here is that here, so this is the columns that you can customize there. The breakdown allows you to change this view and add in a few things. So instead of just seeing conversions here, at 140. Oh, let's change this back to mine. I can't, my eye was twitching looking at a different dashboard than I'm used to. So if we go to this breakdown, instead of just seeing conversions here, that's helpful. But if you have other types of conversions like we do, you can click and it'll actually show you. Now it doesn't just show you the overall conversions, it shows you each type of conversion. And that's true at each level. So if I go into retargeting, it'll show me for each campaign the breakdown of conversions. So this let's change it here, go to the top. So this one has the most conversions and it shows you each one. So what we're tracking is booked calls. I also do an assist kind of booked call. So this one is like the last touch. They saw this campaign that caused them to click or interact with, that caused them to finally book the call. And then I have this assist one, which means it was part of the process, but it wasn't the end one. So imagine if someone clicked one of your ads, saw a couple more ads, and then finally clicked another ad and booked a call. There's a whole journey involved, and that's a subject for a different topic. But the important thing here is that the conversion breakdown lets you actually see the breakdown of the conversions. Imagine that. So the other cool thing is, and yes, you can probably have guessed, you can see it at the ad level as well. So I can actually go in, I can see the actual creative that led to each of those. So that's actually really cool. I can hit Campaign Manager and go all the way back. I can come up here and click conversions and, oops, I lied. You have to click clear and clear that off. And it's also, when you're looking at this data, if you have anything selected, that's what affects this top row. So if I deselect this, then it's going to show me all the combined numbers. And if I just click this, then it changes. And it's the same for this up here. So if you click into your performance chart, so for instance, let me have just the cold ads, and I click performance chart, it goes into here. So it's going to show me these clicks just for this campaign that I selected. Or if I go back and I deselect that and I go in, it's going to have all of those. So now it's all 5 campaign groups, even though only 2 of them are running. And on this screen, you can change the dates. You can do all time, special, custom. You can also come in here. You can change it by demographics. You can change it by impressions, cost per click, leads, conversion. So basically all of these, you can kind of see, we've been ramping the spend up on this one. And you can also see that I think it doesn't have conversion value, but the conversions have been ramping up as well, which has allowed us to keep ramping up the spend. And as you saw, our conversions, we're not tracking leads or form fills. We're tracking booked calls and purchases. So we can clearly see that the ROI coincides with the spend, with the conversions, and it's something we want to track. So this is the other really cool thing here is you can click demographics and you can actually see the demographics that your ads are hitting or interacting with. You can even go to actual company, I believe. Yeah, company. So we could see the companies that have been exposed to our ads the most. So that's actually really cool if it'll load, but we won't waste too much time. I'll let it load because I feel like I was telling you about it and then kind of sold it a little bit. And then you're going to get let down if I don't actually show it to you because there we go. So I can actually see and I can even do impressions. So these are the companies that have just been exposed, like my ads have shown up on their screens the most. Now, if I start seeing these people that I'm spending the most money, they're either clicking it the most or they're seeing it the most. I mean, these are costing me the most money. If these aren't a good fit, these would be great people to go in and build an exclusion list so that that spend can go somewhere else. So you can sort it by impressions, clicks, CTR. You can change the time frame. So I could do the last 7 days and just see what the most recent is. And you can also do this for website visitors. So these are just the people that have been exposed to my ads. And this is really helpful information. But I could just go in here and I could, you have to do this on the fly. You're making me nervous now. There's an option where you can just see the actual website visitors and not necessarily the people that interacted with your ads, but I don't think I'm going to find it fast enough. But it's the same thing. So because you have the LinkedIn Insights tag on your website, you can see not just the people that are visiting your website from your ads, but just the overall demographics of your ads. And LinkedIn can actually uncover the companies that are spending time on your website. I swear I'll make a separate video just for that. I just don't want to waste too much time on it right now. So finishing out this little tour of the campaign manager is from this screen, you can pause or archive your campaigns here. You can jump into a campaign and you can quickly change the daily budget by clicking here, and you can change the budget here and then, just save it and jump out. And then the other things here is on and off network. You can show your spend by whether it was on network or the LinkedIn audience network. And it'll show all the breakdowns, the spend, the cost per click, the conversions, all that good stuff. And then the other cool thing is just the time range, I guess. It has the presets here. And that is all the basics. That's your basic tour of the LinkedIn Audience Network. There's another video, the intro to LinkedIn ads, where I go over all these options on the left and setting up an ad account. And I promise I will return with the website demographic one because I think that's actually really cool. So I'll be back with that.